Here we go. 9% left. All right. Hi. My name is Samantha. Hi. Hi. I'm in my 6th week of voice feminization training. I've had a lot of really good progress, and this is my weekly progress check video. I'm going to reread two things. I'm going to reread a joke that I read in a video that I put out on my 3rd week. I'm going to reread it, and I'm also going to read something else after this. So anyway, I'm also going to chat a little bit because there's a lot of things that have been going on with this for me in the last week or so. Anyway, I'm just going to read the joke now. A new Navy recruit has his first day on the submarine. He speaks with the officer who assigns him his post. Go stand at the periscope entryway and make sure Go stand at the... Yeah, see? I'm not good at it. I'm still practicing. He speaks with the officer who assigns him his post. Go stand at the periscope entryway and make sure no unauthorized personnel touch the periscope. The recruit follows orders and stands by the periscope. After 15 minutes, the officer stops by. Son, I'm changing your post to the mess hall. Go in there and start washing... Son, I'm changing your post to the mess hall. Go in there and start washing some dishes. Oh, so breathy. Son, I'm changing your post to the mess hall. Son, I'm changing your post to the mess hall. Go in there and start washing some dishes. The recruit obeys and heads to the mess hall. He's cleaned about 3 dishes when the officer walks up again. Listen here, recruit. Your new post is in the supply room. I don't know why I'm not just doing this. Listen here, recruit. Your new post is in the supply room. I need you to make sure everything is strapped down tight in case of rough waters. The recruit again follows orders and heads off to the supply room. There he sees a crewman moving some boxes. Boxes. There he sees a crewman moving some boxes. Hey there, says the recruit. Is it normal to keep getting reassigned? To new posts all day? I haven't kept one position for more than 15 minutes. The crewman says, oh yeah, this sub is full of reposts. Maybe a little vocal fry at the end that I let slip in. But that's the gist of what I've been going for. That's the best I can come up with. I've been practicing this for a couple of hours today. And I need feedback. But I wanted to read one other thing. But before I do that, I wanted to give you... Oh, wow. I can't even get down there. This is what I used to sound like when I first started going to see Jeannie, my speech pathologist, and practicing stuff on my own. The first lesson that I looked into, and this is the first time I read this joke, was I just tried to be exceptionally breathy, and that doesn't sound normal. It's actually kind of straining if you do it for too long. And then I moved on to trying to get a very nasally sound. And in both that and this, I would just try to speak for extended periods of time without having to jump out of or jump back into the nasal mode. And that I had some pretty good success with that. I even got mammed on the phone with it, which was kind of fun. But basically sounding just like this. Basically with just an all nasal, and up here where I would actually try to maintain this green band, but I think it's, after doing this, it's just, I think it's too high. But the last thing that I've been working on is flexing the muscle group that causes the Kermit the Frog voice, and it's a set of muscles around your pharynx, and then you create what's called a pharyngeal constricture. And if you do it wrong, or if you do it too much, and that's the only voice you can muster, you end up talking like Moira Rose, and that's how she talks, and it's very hard to maintain it for an extended period of time down here in this volume and not talk like Kermit. So anyway, I've been marrying that with a little bit of the the pharyngeal constricture, and playing around with more or less of those two things as I talk. And lo and behold, I'm able to maintain that, mostly that range, but it's even a little bigger than I thought, and it sounds better here than I thought it would. But I wanted to read one other thing, and it was inspired by a question that Jeannie asked me. It was a really early question she asked. Simply, what kind of voice do you want to work toward? And at the time, I didn't know how to answer the question. It actually, the not having a clear answer gave me a lot of stress, because I didn't know what types of answers to give. I didn't know what anybody says to that answer. I said round, but what is that? I don't even know what that is. Stop it. And otherwise, the only thing that I could think to provide as an answer was to start with just naming celebrity voices. And at first, I named Jenna Fisher, Pam from The Office, as a voice that I thought was something that I just really wanted, because I like her voice. But as I've been doing this, I'm actually kind of more inclined to try to foster a more Helen Hunt. It's breathy, but it's like round, I think, and it sounds more adult and something more my age, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's true at all. I'm just shooting the shit as I talk into an iPad by myself. But anyway, I used ChatGPT to help me answer the question, because I just wanted some pointers on what types of answers to give. And through reading this, I actually did come up with an answer, and I will comment on that at the end. Okay. Reset. I'm taking lessons from a speech pathologist who was teaching me how to make my currently masculine voice more feminine. She asked me, what kind of voice do you want to work toward? I don't know how to meaningfully answer this question. What are the types of answers that would be appropriate for what her question is asking? And by the way, I showed this to Jeannie, and she absolutely loved the response. So from the mouth of a professional speech pathologist horse, this is good advice, apparently. When your speech pathologist asks you, what kind of voice do you want to work toward, she's seeking to understand your desired voice characteristics and the specific qualities you hope to achieve. Here are some of the types of answers that would be appropriate for addressing her question. And I lost the pharynx. I'm going to try to maintain the pharynx, because I think this really sells it. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe adding a little fry to the mix will, I don't know, blend it all together a little bit. I don't know. Here are some types of answers that would be appropriate for addressing her question. And I hope I don't sound or look strained. I don't feel strained. At worst, I'm just running out of breath each time, but I can do better with that. Number 1, pitch and resonance. You can express your preference for a higher pitch or a specific pitch range. Mention if you would like voice that sounds more resonant in the head or chest area. And I want something that is more head than chest for me, for sure. Articulation and clarity. If you aim for a clearer, more precise speech, you can mention your desire for improved articulation, reduced mumbling, or increased intelligibility. Now, this particular one I kind of thought was just a way to think about bad habits in speech, not necessarily how to change it, because it's very easy to articulate. But to actually use an articulate tone in speech is a lot more challenging. And I am interested in that because of some future projects that I'd like to undertake, and I'd like to make sure that I stay articulate, etc. Number 3. Oh, I'm running out of battery. Better hurry up. Speech rate and rhythm. Perfect timing. If you have a preference for a particular... Here we go. I lost the bearings again. Speech rate and rhythm. If you have a particular preference... If you have a preference for a particular speaking rate or rhythm, you can mention whether you want a slower, more deliberate pace or a faster, more energetic delivery. And yeah, I am charismatic as shit. I want energy, and I like talking. So I want to be able to make it so that it's at least a voice that's not unpleasant to listen to. Duh. Yeah, because I like talking a lot, and I want to make sure it doesn't annoy people. Yeah. And I didn't say that to her, but that's what was going on in my head as I was thinking these things. All right, number 4, emotional expression. Consider how you want your voice to convey emotions. You might express a desire for a voice that sounds more joyful, empathetic, confident, or soothing, depending on the situation in which you want to use it. When I read this, what popped into my head after reading the word soothing was sexy. I want a voice that's sexy, and not in a porn sexy, more like in a digital assistant kind of sexy, like a Siri or a Google Assistant. I want that voice that would be chosen for the next AI voice. It sounds weird, but they only pick those voices that are nice, and I think that's just a silly way of setting a goal post way off in the distance. It's something I don't really want, but I want that kind of voice that would be chosen. I'd like to turn down the offer. Let me put it that way. Number 5, naturalness. If you value a voice that feels authentic and natural to you, mention that you want to strike a balance between femininity and maintaining a genuine voice that represents your true self. Personal examples. If you have any specific role models or examples of voices you find appealing, you can mention them to give your speech pathologist a better understanding of the qualities you are drawn to. Remember, your speech pathologist is there to guide you and support you in achieving your vocal goals. Providing her with your preferences and aspirations will help her tailor the lessons and exercises to better meet your needs. And remember, your speech pathologist is there to guide and support you in achieving your vocal goals. Remember, your speech pathologist is there to guide you and to support you in achieving your vocal goals. Providing her with your preferences and aspirations will help her tailor the lessons and exercises to better meet your needs. Remember, your speech pathologist is there to guide and support you in achieving your vocal goals. Providing her with your preferences and aspirations will help her tailor the lessons and exercises to better meet your needs. Thank you for listening. Any feedback is encouraged and welcome. Thank you.